video, we are going to see how to sort a stream. First, let us create a array list. So, names is a array list of strings. So, now let us store two names in this array list. Kumar. Then we store Ram. Then we store John, and we store another name, Ganesh. Okay. So now let us create a stream out of this array list by using the method stream. So this method will return a stream. Then we can call a method sorted. So this method will sort the stream. Then we can use for each loop, for each method to print the elements in the stream. This for each method takes a consumer as an argument. So we have to pass the implementation of consumer consumer C. C is the variable of type consumer, and we are going to assign a lambda expression to this consumer. So we have to consumer as a method accept, and this method takes a argument and it will not return anything. Okay, so we have to pass the string as an argument to the method of the consumer. So that is the lambda expression. So we have to use the system dot out dot println and pass the string. Okay, so now we have to pass this implementation of consumer to this for each method. So we have to pass C, right? So now let us run this code and see the output. So now we got the output sorted names Ganesh, John, Kumar, and Ram are printed. Okay, so now let us create array list of employee objects. So we have a class called employee. So it has two instance variables, ID and name. It has getter and setter methods. We have the parameterized constructor, toString method. Also, this class implements comparable interface, and we have a compare to method implemented. It compares the employee ID. So it uses the ID to compare. So we are going to sort the array list of employee objects by ID. So let us do that now. So now we create a array list. Okay, emp list, new array list. So now what we do is let us create few employee objects. Okay, employee e1 equal to new employee, and we have to pass ID and name, right? We create few more employee objects, e2 ID as 100, Ram, E3 ideas 105 John, and E4 ideas 102 we have Mira. Okay, these are the employee objects that we have created. Now what we do is let us add these employee objects to this employee array list using the add method. Okay, now let us add all these employee objects. We are done that. So now what we do is we have to create stream out of it. Okay, so from the emp list we create stream using the stream method, right? Now we can, so once the stream is created, we can call the sorted method. The sorted method internally uses the comparative method implemented in the employee object to compare the employee objects by id. So once we are done with that, we have to call the for each method to print each employee objects. So we have to pass a consumer in this to this for each method. So let us do that now. So let us implement the consumer. Consumer has a method accept, and this accept method takes an argument, and it won't return anything. So in this case, it is an employee object, right? So employee object we have to pass employee e in, and the lambda body we have to write it after the lambda operator, which is nothing but system dot println, and we have to pass the employee object. This is the lambda expression we have assigned to this variable c, which is of type consumer. Then we have to pass this c to this for each method. So now we can run this code and see the output. Now what we have done is we have created a array list, and we add the employee objects into the array list. We create a stream out of this array list of employee objects. Then we call the sorted method. Then once it is sorted, we call for each method to print all the sorted employee objects. Now the employee objects are sorted by id. So let us run this code and see the output. See the output: employee ID 100, name Ram, ID 102, name Meera, ID 105, name John, ID 107, name Kumar. So we got the employee objects by sorted by ID. Okay, so now let us see another example. In this case, we sort the employee objects by name. So in that case, how to do that? Let us see that. So let us copy the array list part and the employee objects part, and all we can copy it from here and paste it here. So here we have created the array list, and we have created employee objects, and also we have added the employee objects to the array list. Now we need to sort, we need to create a stream out of this array list. Okay, so we call the stream method to create stream out of it. Then we call the sorted method. We are going to use the another flavor of sorted method. This sorted method takes comparator as an argument. So it uses the comparator to sort the employee objects. Okay, so first we have to provide implementation of comparator. So let us do that now. Comparator employee, then comparator c equal to, comparator has a method compare. Okay, comparator has a method compare, and this method takes two arguments, right? It takes two employee objects, and it will compare the names of these employee objects. So the parameter list we have to use like employee o comma, or we can say o1 comma employee o2, right? Then the lambda operator. On the right hand side of the lambda operator, we have to write the lambda body, which is o1 dot get name, and this name is a string, so you can call the compare to method and pass the o2 dot get name. Okay, so now we implemented the comparator. So now we can use this c to we can use this c is the variable of type comparator, and we have assigned a lambda expression to it. Now we can pass this c to the sorted method. So now we can call the for each method. For each method we have to pass the consumer, right? So consumer we have to provide. So we have to write here, we have to write code for consumer. So we have to declare a variable. Okay, we have to declare a variable consumer of type consumer. Okay, so c consumer equal to, so consumer has a method accept method. It takes one argument, right? It takes one argument and it will not return anything. So we can write like employee. Okay, employee takes employee object e, and it will simply print the employee object. System dot out dot println, and we can pass the e. Now we have to pass the consumer to the for each methods. This is the implementation of consumer. You have to pass it to for each method. Okay, now let us run this code and see the output. Right, so we have an error here. We haven't used semicolon, right? So now we are done with that. So let us run this code and see the output. See, now the employee objects are sorted by name. See, ID 105 name John, ID 107 name Kumar, ID 102 name Meera, and finally ID 100 name Ram. So this is how it is sorted. Okay.